This is the first ever environmental group in Gunjur, and they've been in existence since 1992. So recently they also joined CETAG because they see that we are better together. Rather than every group working on their own, it's better when we come together, we can move mountains. The Tree for School was launched in June 2023, so it's 1 year old now. And over that time, we achieved a lot. You know, one of the weaknesses of the estate agents here in the Gambia is when they have a plot, they bulldoze. They clear all the trees, then they construct. You know, so when you finish the school, you have the school, but there's no trees. So we know they have a secure fence and they have a secured water supply. So we go to them and negotiate with them. We have trees, fruit trees, and also some important indigenous trees. We will offer them to you free. We will even help you map out and dig the holes for you and plant them for you. The only thing expected of is for them to grow. The first where we launched it is Gunjur Senior Secondary School. That was June last year. We planted over 30 avocado trees, orange trees, lots of trees, very close to 100. And we also monitor them every quarterly to make sure what we give them, they are looking after them. And I have to say, alhamdulillah, they're doing very well. Our next stop was in Sanyan Senior Secondary School, which we planted there some trees in September last year during the rains. So again, when we monitor them, they are doing very well. The next school to benefit from this is Sandali Senior Secondary School. We've been there, we have all our agreements in place, and we even do the mapping. What is left now is to go there and give them these plants.
Total conservation is in high gear of preparation because we are already in another season. The monitoring season will start from June, so we are already in. And we started preparation. We have a very successful training, and we're looking forward to start. We have put all our logistics together. We need to draw a very comprehensive timetable that people need to take turn in doing that work. It's a long distance work, so you can't be able to do it every day. So we're taking turn to do this. Last year was a massive success. We have a lot of nesting and we protect a lot of mother turtles. Monitoring is in two ways. If you want, you can just go in the morning and you just collect the eggs. But of course, you can go in the night. A lot of people in the Gambia doesn't have enough information about marine turtles, so they kill them. But we thank God that there is what we call Biodiversity Act that is protecting turtles. So last year, one of the successes that is we were able to take 2 culprits to the court, and they find them, then they pay. The information go very wide. That is something that we do. We don't want to go into this Maslaha syndrome in the Gambia because that will sabotage our effort. We have to make sure we set example straight to make sure people know why the marine sea turtles are very important. We also managed to have a head start tank that is called CETAG Turtle Village, where we have a lot of visitors already visiting in place, and we receive university students to come and do their research, those who are studying conservation. So that was the aim of the organization, and we give this place for them all for free, and we volunteer to give them the little information that we have about the marine turtles. So for us, that's a massive achievement, and it's very important for this country. The other thing that is very important for us is we attract a lot of international attention. We offer the place for students to come from around the world to study and go and do their placement. We've been in contact with some students who wanted to come and do their thesis. So this is why we feel it very important to have something like this. Not only that, it serves as an ecotourism product. A lot of people, tourists, will come and visit and see the place. So it will attract probably some more tourists to come into the country. And that was the sole aim for the organization, to make sure we strengthen our effort in order to protect marine turtles. We are not into decision making, but we can give them a very factual information. That's what we are doing. So the community have trust in us. So they're giving us all the information. Whenever all the people who have butchered the turtle, we were able to come to realize that because of the trust from the community, because they will call us. We have our hotlines that we share from all the platforms. So they will easily call us. Somebody is killing turtle here, then we will react quickly. So that is something that It's very important for us. We realize that our effort and our work is making an impact because people trust in us. The place is very open to the visitors very well. We made it very open for them. They could have all the information. When anytime you call us, we make sure somebody is there to attend those visitors. We didn't compromise that. More especially with your company, My Gambia has been the first people to give us volunteers who will come and stay with us locally. That make a lot of impact. Not only from them, but for us. We learn a lot from them, and we feel like they also learn something from us. That is an exchange of ideas. We close the gap between South and West. That's one most important thing.
Our plan is to grow our own nurseries now. Rather than going and buying nurseries, we'll take it from our own nursery and take it there. But then when they started fruiting, they can use this to the proceeds to add it to their school funds, and they can even use them to pay the school fees of less privileged students. So the benefits are immense. But the most important aspect of trees is they keep our climate resistant, they keep the earth cold, and they also absorb carbon dioxide from the atmosphere. So they keep the environment clean generally. We take this to schools. We don't just go and plant them. Once we agree with the school, we go and speak to the students in their assemblies, emphasizing the importance of trees and how they can go in their own backyard and replicate this. So we've seen you can be walking in the street and you see something, you say, oh, okay, this is what we've been doing. So it's taking effect. People are taking notes. And the other thing, we are also doing planting alongside the roads, but we don't just plant anywhere. We go to compound owners, we tell them we have a tree in front of your house if you look after them. And if you go inside Gunjur, you can see that they've been looked after. So the impact we have on the community is unbelievable. And our total program also. Initially, people see these things as not important, but now that with our education in schools and also in the local radio, people become to appreciate the importance of this. Lamin once came here when he was the environment minister. He said we have to take the example of Gunjur nationwide. And here now during the rains, you hear communities from Carton to Koina, people organizing tree planting. It was never like that. So we can see we have an impact in other communities. And these trees for schools, we believe, will one day become a national phenomenon. Trees for the community is similar to trees for schools, but instead of schools, we go to the inner cities, where the inhabitants have been there for some time. They chop trees to build houses. But now people are moving out to go in the outskirts. People have money, they leave their old homes and go. So this creates spaces in those compounds. So we survey compound. When we say these people have a space for a couple of trees, we go and offer them trees. And mainly these are fruit trees. But we also sell it to them that if these trees grows, rather than going and rent this tarpaulin during your social events, you don't need to do that. The trees will provide you a natural shade. But at the same time, you can eat the fruits and you can also sell the excess. Initially, we'll go to the turntable and buy them and bring. But you say, you know what? This we've been doing for 10 years. When you can get the seeds for free, why do we have to keep buying them? And you can plant them. But we know that needs some planning. We need a regular supply of water, and we need somebody to look after them, the whole year round. We look for grants. Alhamdulillah, we have a little bit of grant that we dug a borehole. We managed to employ 2 people, so they will be looking direct. And some of the indigenous trees we need, the bigger ones, the mother ones are not here in the combos anyway. We'll send people to the Jaras and Kians to pick like the Jalo, the mahogany seeds, and also the rosewood and some other very important trees. So we'll grow them ourselves. So when we need to go and plant them somewhere, we take them. And we believe also when we sell this idea to them, it will appeal to most communities because it's more sustainable. Of course, you have to get the cooperation of the locals for it to be successful, because we cannot be there all the time. We do these radio programs where we sensitize the community, and when we go there also we speak to them. We educate them about the importance of the trees and why this, and most of the time they buy it. So once people are properly educated about something, they take it with open arms. So yes, the community's involvement and their cooperation is very, very important, but that's all down to communication, which I think we are doing very well. So our aims and objectives objective is for the total monitoring from Bunyadu to Katong, all the entire coast of the Gambia should get involved. Through that, we'll restore the seriously endangered turtle species. So the trees also are like that. I told you 10 years ago, there is not much talk about tree planting, but even honoring the ex-president's 100th birthday, they went and plant trees. So the message is getting through.
The Indigenous Nursery Project, it is one of our pilot projects. We are managing the forest called Bolomfenyo. Bolomfenyo is first community wildlife reserve in the Gambia. It being gazetted since 1992. Because of Gambia didn't have a very accurate mapping and zoning where people could be able to stay or where other development could be able to do, more especially the industrial development, it is a big challenge. People are very close to the forest. We lost some of the very important trees that are native trees of the Gambia. Why we came with this project is to make sure we bring these trees back. As some of those trees have very important medicinal values, they have a cultural importance, so we want to bring those trees back. That's the reason why we starting this project. We want to involve people. How we want to involve them is education. We have people that are very versatile with some of the information those trees have. So if you wanted to have information like that, and we create some activities, you go to the forest, we have a trail that we walk with you to give you a very importance about it, and you can come and walk in the Indigenous nursery. And there you will learn a lot about what we are doing about those indigenous trees. People been planting for far too long in this country, but you can see a very limited impact. So in order to do impact, I think you need to strategize. One of our strategy is to probably plant only 100 during the rainy season. And these 100s will take care of very seriously. By the next season, those trees are gone, they've grown well. So that is the impact what we wanted to make with this with nursery. And of course, we will let people to come and join us in doing that work. We have a very open program where if you feel like you can come and have your own tree, where you will plant it, we will label it on behalf of whoever you want to name your trees after. So that tree will be your tree. You can take care of yourself if you want. If you cannot, you can give a responsibility. And somebody can take care of this tree, like the people that are employed to work in that project. They will be there every day and they will be watering people. And as well, if you people also know that we don't have all the knowledge in this world, some people with the expertise are invited. The people that have expert in biodiversity and protecting of the environment, they are more than welcome to come and share their experience with us. We are a local-based organization. We're trying to do what we could, but we didn't have all. So we're looking forward to have a lot of connection and information outside the world.
The Golden Beam project is a new project. We have a grant of about 1.3 million, and I'm heading that particular project. Is coastal surveillance of monitoring of endangered species. So basically, you look at Gunjur beach. I think you pass along the bridge, you see how filthy the place is. And these places generate millions and millions on daily basis, I mean. So it should be cleaner than this. But right now, that's one of our concerns. But you look at all these boats, 99% belongs to the Senegalese. Yes, we have absolutely nothing against Senegalese. In fact, left to me alone, these two countries will be the same, but we are different countries. So basically, the Chinese hire the Senegalese because the Gambians don't have the capacity to supply them. And also, they have the first option. They will pre-finance them. So once they catch the fish, they go straight to the factory and they sell it to them in wholesale. For example, they'll sell a pan of 50 kilograms of fish to the Chinese for $350, but to the local women for $1,500 to $2,500. And these are the people who come to the town and sell it. So you can see why the common bunga that once the entire Gambia can afford is out of reach of average Gambians now. So the imported chicken now is cheaper than country. So we want to monitor the amount of fish coming from our fish that is going into this factory, because you approach these politicians or decision makers, you are just talking, you have no evidence. So we want to collect proper data, analyze it and present it to them so we can convince them that these things need to be controlled, or we are going to make our people hungry and we are going to permanently disseminate our fishing stock. They shouldn't be here by now. The night fishing should stop on the 31st of May. But every year, the Fisheries Ministry will come with different excuses so they can prolong, so the Chinese can take more as long as what goes into their pocket. And also monitoring the pollution, the amount of pollution that's gone. You know, they still throw their waste into our oceans. If you go around, just around the fishing center, you see a lot of seagrass coming. I talked about it 1 year before we see this phenomenon. As a microbiologist, if you throw too much nutrients into water bodies, it will create unregulated growth of the seaweed. So eventually they will outgrow, they will die, and they will slug up, and they will be pumped backside. That's what we are saying. That's why it's not here. You can't deny that. Who want to come here and swim? Over 10 years, I didn't go here because it's filthy. It's filthy. So we want to also measure the amount of pollution in this ozone and also the local lagoon there. And we go to Carton also to monitor the level of pollution in the Halahin River. So that's what the Golden Beam is all about. You want your kids also to eat bunga like you are eating it, because that's the cheapest and surest source of protein. So we've already did one community outreach at the beach. So that's going to be continuous. We'll do another one very soon, and we'll go to Sanyam Beach, sensitize them about what we're trying to do. It is important this beach is closed for 6 months. No boat go to out fishing for 6 months at night, because night time is the time the fish come to spawn. And they come very close, not deep ozone, they come and spawn and go back. So if the night fishing is not properly controlled, we are killing baby fish. And we have seen a lot of problem also with the juvenile fish that have been landed here. Why now the juvenile fish? Because the net size is getting smaller and smaller. The Golden Beam will also monitor this and inform politicians and those in authorities relevantly that you cannot continue to allow these nets to be used. If you keep killing the babies, eventually there will be no adult.